It was past midnight. Rain hammered the broken roof of a small wooden house on the edge of town. Inside, a man in a worn-out shirt sat beside a flickering candle, his eyes fixed on the sleeping face of his little daughter wrapped in an old blanket. He didn't have much, just love, hope, and a heart that refused to give up. Then came a knock on the door. When he opened it, a girl stood there drenched, shivering, and barefoot. Her expensive-looking coat was torn, her makeup ruined, and her eyes lost. "Please," she whispered. "Can I stay here tonight?" He hesitated. She looked nothing like someone from his world. But something in her trembling voice told him she wasn't just another stranger. He let her in. That one decision, born from kindness, would soon turn his entire life upside down. The storm and the stranger. Ethan Parker was a single father trying to raise his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, after his wife died 3 years ago. Life hadn't been kind to him since. He worked long shifts at a construction site by day, washed dishes at a diner by night, and still struggled to afford rent for their tiny wooden house. Every morning, he tied Lily's hair into 2 crooked ponytails, packed her a sandwich, and smiled as she left for school. He never let her see how tired or hungry he was. She was his only reason to keep going. That night, though, fate came knocking. Literally, the storm outside had been raging for hours. Ethan was just about to lock up when he heard faint banging on the door. He opened it to find a young woman, maybe in her early 20s, soaking wet and shivering like a leaf. "Please, I'm sorry to bother you," she said between breaths. "My car broke down near the forest, there's no signal, and I've been walking for an hour. Can I stay here till morning?" Ethan blinked. She didn't look like someone who'd ever seen hardship. Her clothes screamed money, even though they were muddy now. But her face, it showed fear. "Real fear." Sure," he finally said. "You can come in." She stepped inside, dripping water on the wooden floor. Ethan handed her his old towel and gestured toward the tiny heater. "I'm Ethan." "This is my daughter, Lily," he said. The girl smiled softly at the child peeking from behind her father. "Hi, Lily. I'm Anna." That night, Ethan offered her his bed while he slept on the floor with his daughter. Anna tried to protest, but he waved her off. "You're my guest," he said. "It's the least I can do." She sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the small, dimly lit room, the cracked walls, the shelf filled with second-hand books, the hand-drawn family portraits on the wall. Despite its simplicity, it felt warmer than any mansion she'd ever been in. Later, when Lily had fallen asleep, Anna whispered, "You're kind, Mr. Parker. Not many would help a stranger." Ethan shrugged. "You looked like you needed it." "I've been there." For a moment, their eyes met, his filled with quiet struggle, hers hiding a pain she didn't dare share. She didn't tell him who she really was, the daughter of billionaire businessman Richard Hale. She had run away after another fight with her father, desperate to escape a world of expectations and emptiness. That night, in that little house, she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Safety, the gift of kindness. Morning sunlight streamed through the cracked window. The storm was gone, leaving behind the smell of wet earth and hope. Ethan had already left for work by the time Anna woke up. But on the table, there was a plate of pancakes and a scribbled note. "Didn't want to wake you. Breakfast's ready. You can use the jacket hanging by the door, it's warmer. Take care, Ethan." Her eyes watered as she looked at the old jacket, patched but clean, and the neatly arranged breakfast. No one had done something so genuine for her in years. When he returned that evening, she was still there, waiting with Lily. "I wanted to say thank you," she said softly. "You didn't even know me." Ethan smiled tiredly. "Sometimes, that's the best reason to help." Over the next few days, Anna stayed a bit longer. She cooked meals, helped Lily with homework, and even painted the broken fence outside. She laughed again, for the first time in forever, but her world soon came crashing back. A black car pulled up one evening. Out stepped her father, Richard Hale, his face a storm of worry and anger. "Anna," he shouted. "I've been looking everywhere for you. What are you doing here?" Ethan stepped forward protectively. "Sir, she was stranded in the storm. I just offered her a place to stay. Richard glanced around the shabby little house and sneered. You let my daughter sleep in this place? Anna's voice trembled. Dad, stop. He and his daughter helped me when no one else did. They gave me warmth when money couldn't. The old man froze. Something in her words struck him harder than he expected. Days later, Ethan thought he'd never see her again. But a week passed, and a black car returned. This time, Anna stepped out with a smile and an envelope. She handed it to him. Inside was a letter and a check for Lily's school and for your new house. You didn't just give me shelter, Mr. Parker, you reminded me what humanity looks like. Please accept this not as charity, but as gratitude. Anna Hale. Ethan's hands trembled. Anna, I can't accept, but she stopped him. You already gave me more than money ever could. Let me do this. Tears filled his eyes. He hugged her, not as a rich man to a poor one, but as two souls connected by kindness. Closing message. Months later, Ethan and Lily moved into a small but beautiful home, paid for not by wealth, but by compassion. And Anna? She reconnected with her father, started a foundation for struggling single parents, and often visited Ethan and Lily. Sometimes, life's greatest gifts come disguised as storms. Sometimes, the richest people are those who give even when they have nothing left.